Okay, so welcome to the first edition of the fortnightly question and answer sessions. So a lot of you have come up with questions on our YouTube channel, on our blogs, on our WhatsApp groups. Yeah, and we picked up some of the more interesting questions, and we'll try to actually give you answers through video mode rather than text mode that we've been doing till now. So let's start. Right, so the first question comes from Riley Pratik, who wants to know when Earth Energy is going to be delivering scooters in Karnataka, specifically in Bangalore. So we reached out to Rushi at Earth Energy, and his bureaucratic answer is very soon. I don't know what that means, but that's the best that we have. So we tried Riley, but Pratik, and we don't really have an answer to that. Your second question is also on similar lines. When can we expect Ola to launch their scooter? So the good news is they'll probably launch it in Bangalore first, because that's where they are headquartered, right? The launch was supposed to be happening in August according to the insider information that we had, but we also know that it has been now postponed to about October, November or so. There's a lot of work going on, a lot of recruitment going on. So the company is very, very serious about the scooter project. It's going to be very, very different from the one which you saw from the Netherlands based company that they've been banding about. Right, so the second question is from Anish Lale, and his question is about the Glide Plus. And there's a little bit of doubt in his mind ki bhaiya 85 kmph, does it actually go at that speed or not? Correct, because he's done a Google search and it only says 60 kmph. So we wrote to Rushi, and his reply to this one is that it's got an L2 certification from ARAI, which only happens when you get speeds above 80 kilometers per hour. So I guess the government says it goes at that speed, so we'll trust the government at least on that. Right, the next question is from Rajoshri Majumdar, and she wants to know about the Aslov Hyna M1 electric vehicle. Rajoshri, I honestly had not heard about this company or about the vehicle, but since you've given us a link to the website, we did go there. From the looks of it, it seems to be a fairly indigenized vehicle, because a lot of the parts seem to be looking Indian. Read fits and finishes not too great, right? But I would be happy if you could ask these guys to send us a vehicle, and we would do a test ride for it, and then we'll probably give you a much better answer to this question than we can give now. वेंकटेश्वर रेड्डी जी का प्रश्न है कि बेनलिंग ऑरा, ई प्लूटो 7G और ओकिनाजा प्रेज प्रो, इन तीनों में से अच्छे क्वालिटी में और पीस ऑफ माइंड देने वाला स्कूटर कौन सा होगा? तो वेंकटेश्वर जी, ओकिनावा के सर्विस के इश्यूज के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत हमने सुना हुआ है, तो हम इस समय तो रेकमेंड नहीं करेंगे आपको वो गाड़ी के बारे में. थोड़ा सा इंतजार कर लीजिए, देख लीजिए कि उनके सर्विस के इश्यूज ठीक होते हैं या नहीं होते हैं. जहाँ तक ई प्लूटो 7G का सवाल उठता है, हम लोग ने सुना है कि थोड़े से वो गाड़ी में सस्पेंशन के इश्यूज हैं. अगर आप प्योर क्या ही देखना चाहते हैं तो मेरी राय ये रहेगी कि आप उनका न्यू मॉडल जो है वो भी एक बार देख लीजिए कोई डिसीजन लेने के पहले. तो वेंकटेश्वर जी, जहाँ तक बेनलिंग का सवाल उठता है, मैंने एक 5-10 मिनट के लिए स्कूटर चलाया हुआ है, और उसका मुझे एक्सेलरेशन, टॉर्क वगैरह एकदम बढ़िया लगा था. टॉप स्पीड भी ठीक है, लेकिन रेंज का और बिल्ड क्वालिटी के बारे में मैं ज़्यादा कुछ बोल नहीं सकता हूँ. हमने कंपनी को रिक्वेस्ट भेजा हुआ है हमें एक लंबे राइड के लिए स्कूटर देने के लिए, लेकिन अभी तक कंपनी ने हमें कोई जवाब नहीं दिया है. सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम कुसुमा वेंकटेश, एंड Kusuma has a question as that why Pure EV is giving only a 1-year warranty on the motor, whereas others are giving 3 years. Now what you say is a fact. In fact, we checked with the Hero guys, and they're giving a 5 years warranty on motor without any extra cost, right? Now this is one thing that you need to keep in mind. There is another company that we've heard of, Citron SB Tech, where they are giving you a 5-year warranty on battery, but after paying 4 or 5,000 rupees extra, right? So that's one thing which you want to check. Hero incidentally is not giving you the motor 5-year warranty by asking for any extra money. It's included as a part of the standard warranty. We did speak to the Pure EV team and they said that they are waiting for more vehicle data to come in so that they get a better idea of what failure rates are, which primarily is what determines your warranty, right? So if they think that failure rates are under control, right, that they will probably go in for extended warranty features. I think it's a market competitiveness scenario. But having said that all, I think motors you should not worry too much about. It's the battery which you need to worry about more in terms of warranty, and that too you need to look specifically at the clauses, like what kind of battery degradation are they claiming in their warranty document. So that's the kind of fine print that you should look at before you kind of take a decision about buying a vehicle purely on warranty basis. Okay. So this is a question asked by a tunneler. Now I don't know whether tunneler is the real name or it's a kind of a pseudonym, but thank you Mr. Tunneler, it's a good question. What's the watt hours consumed per kilometer in an electric scooter? So the watt hour depends on a lot of things. So the first is obviously how much does Mr. Tunneler weigh, correct? If Mr. Tunneler weighs 120 kg, expect more watt hours per kilometer. And if Mr. Tunneler is taking his friend along who also weighs another 70-80 kgs, you can expect even a further increase in the watt hours per kilometer. It depends on whether Mr. Tunneler is growing up the highway from Bombay to Pune or going down from Pune to Bombay, correct? So these are the kind of, it also depends on the speed at which you are driving out, because one of the biggest components for watt hours per kilometer is your wind resistance, which goes up at the square of the speed. So if you are driving at 60 kmph, you are doing almost twice the energy consumption from a wind resistance point of view compared to 40 kmph, right? But by and large, we can say that anywhere between 20 to 50 watt hours per kilometer is what you can expect based on the vehicle that you are riding, based on the weight, based on the incline that you are going through. Next question is from Ashish Mane, who is based out of Bombay and is looking at buying a new e-scooter for his daily commute, which is one-way drive is about 25 to 30 kilometers. So it's a two-way drive of 50-55, needs good range, needs good shock absorber, right, and is currently confused between the Ather and the e-Trans Neo, right, or also looking at the Revolt e-bike, and obviously you are looking at issues like back pain, etc., etc. So Ashish, given the condition of the roads, I would suggest maybe a motorcycle would be a better choice for you. Today the choices in motorcycles are fairly limited. You have the Revolt, but I would say that keep your eyes open. There is a motorcycle called e-Trist which is going to be launched by the Pure EV team. Another motorcycle that you might want to check out is the Creden. It's a Delhi based company, but they have a dealership here in Bombay and Thane.
One Electric is the company.
One Electric is the name of the company. So you may want to kind of check that out also. And we also know that there are another couple of motorcycle models in the pipeline. So you could either wait and watch, or you could go and visit these particular dealers. The Revolt motorcycle, by the way, is not available. So the Creden one, I think I was chatting with one of the Creden members because I'm going to be visiting them in Delhi very soon. And they said that their next 6 months of production capacity is already booked. That brings us to the end of today's Q&A session. We'll see you again after 15 days. Thank you. I can't go. The cycle is locked.
No.
Yeah.